Welcome back to another episode of Industry Insights with me, Sai Deepthi, and Abhay Avadhani, your hosts. And today we have two special guests with us. And I think from the last episode, you remember we were going on off about how big Interpack has become, and the all the expectations and previews and whatnot. So we thought this time we'd bring the hosts themselves onto the show to give us a little bit of how the show is going to be, and maybe a little more insights. So we have with us Mr. Thomas Dohse, who is the director of Interpack, and Richard Clemens, who is the managing director of VDMA Food Processing and Packaging Machinery Association. And yeah, over to you, Abhay.
Yes, like you rightly said, Sai Deepthi, I think Interpack is the actual Olympics of the packaging fraternity, with
Yeah.
around, I think, 2,800 exhibitors walking 18 halls of Messe Dusseldorf. And the exhibition area is around like 3 lakh square meters. And
Yeah.
from India, we have a good number of participation, around 113 exhibitors, and plus a lot of visitors as well. So, we are looking at exhibitors from more than 67 countries. So the first, to begin with, like after the global disruptions of the last few years, what does the turnout tell you about? Like, say, for example, the resilience of the food processing and machinery sector. What does the 2,800 exhibitors number mean to you?
We expect more than 2,800 exhibitors and more than 60 countries. So I think it's a very strong signal for this industrial sector, even though the ongoing uncertainties are weighing on investments activity, but most of the companies are looking ahead with confidence. This is because global demand for packaged food, for example, or beverages or pharmaceutical products is growing, and that is also reflected in the demand for food and packaging machinery. And this demonstrates that the food and packaging machinery sector is a key industry, systemically important, innovative, and globally interconnected. And Interpack brings this resilience to the fore.
Exactly. I can just add, and Richard gave the answer. Everybody's looking forward to Interpack. You can really see the build up on LinkedIn, on other social media channels. The companies are preparing, and every 3 years it's their main event. You could go easily to, let's say, 100 shows in the processing and packaging industry around the globe every year, but there's only one show which is, as we say, simply unique, and this is Interpack. And so you feel the build up and the excitement all around the world.
Yeah, that's true. Like you said, there's only one Interpack, and the excitement is there, and also we can see a lot of it from the Indian exhibitors as well. There's a huge number of Indian exhibitors, and I think we see more than 100 plus exhibitors. And how do you think the role of Indian machinery manufacturers has evolved? And do you think they're competitors on price, or are they now like partners in engineering? How do you guys see it? Any opinion?
So more than 100 Indian exhibitors, that's a huge number. India has rapidly growing food, packaging, and pharmaceutical industry, and is nowadays an important strategical market, but not only as a target market, but also as a kind of competitive production location. From our perspective, from the VDMA's perspective, Indian manufacturers have made a really significant progress in the last 25 years. They are no longer merely price competitors. Increasingly, we see them as engineering partners with a strong understanding of the market, growing technology, expertise, and international standards. Cooperation and joint development are becoming more and more important than pure price competition. And the new free trade agreement with India could further boost investments on both sides.
Yes, I can agree. I think you have seen it on the political field. Our chancellor has recently visited India, and you see in a geopolitical tense situation around the world how important India is as the biggest democracy on the planet. And I think it's you see that also our politicians in Europe are looking for new regions, interesting regions, and there's a huge potential in India, and that's vice versa. And so I think it's a win-win between Germany or Europe and India. So that's you will also see some results already at Interpack.
Yeah, rightly said. It's a win-win situation for all of us. So, I would like to talk about what will transpire at the ground during Interpack. So, I think in our previous conversations, we have talked a lot about AI and how AI is, how even the industry is betting high on AI. So there's something known as predictive maintenance. So, how AI is moving beyond this predictive maintenance and actually helping the machines handle materials. So, if you can shed light about this technology and AI adoption in the industry.
So to be honest, everybody is talking about AI.
Yes.
Nobody knows exactly what is really AI, and connect AI with predictive maintenance. AI goes beyond predictive maintenance. Rather than merely predicting breakdowns, the real added value of AI lies in the process itself. With the
Okay.
help of AI and its analytical tools, machines and systems can be monitored and controlled in real time. The interplay of IoT, Internet of Things, AI, machine learning, robotics, big
Yeah.
data, digital twins makes it possible to increase efficiency, quality, and adaptability in production, optimize resource utilization, reduce waste, cut costs, and
Yeah.
respond quickly to market changes. So the data collected by connected machines is therefore of great value to the companies.
Yes, not much I can add here at this question, but you see a fast growth in the field of AI. When we have every 3 years in Interpack, it's in terms of AI, it's a century in a way. So sometimes even in a few months there are new developments in this field. So that'll be also very interesting to find out the state-of-the-art solutions of our exhibitors.
When we talk about AI, like the other thing that you had mentioned in your presentation, also when you were at the media briefing in India, is innovative materials, right? Like one of the hot topics for 2026 is innovative materials. And I think with like a push for recyclability, how do you think machines are evolving to handle monomaterials that are like difficult to run at high speeds?
Yes, we are currently witnessing a genuine paradigm shift in terms of machine compatibility. Whereas packaging materials used to be designed primarily for stable and easily controllable processes, the focus is now shifting towards mono or fiber-based materials.
Yeah.
These are often more difficult to process, particularly at high speeds. And for the mechanical engineering sector, this means that machines must become significantly more flexible and cover a broader range of materials, including, for example, paper bags or cups, which are characterized by rougher surfaces or more demanding forming and sealing properties. This is precisely where one of the key areas of innovation lies, and where we will show at Interpack a lot of solutions.
Yeah. Shall I add something? It's always we have Richard is really the expert, and I can only add a few numbers here. You will find more than 1,000 exhibitors in the field of packaging material at Interpack, which makes it the largest show for packaging material also in the world. And so you need a few more days to find out about all of these exhibits. So take your time.
Definitely. And as Mr. Clemens rightly said, it is the machines which have to be flexible enough to adopt all the materials that are there, be it monomaterial, multi-material, or any sort of thing. So I think monomaterial is one of the next topic for sustainability, because sustainability comes into picture. And say, for example, Indian brands, for Indian brands looking for sustainability and being premium, that is a major barrier. So how much of the tech at Interpack is focused on making sustainable packaging economically viable for the mass market consumers?
I know it could be a barrier, but it shouldn't, because sustainable packaging concepts are not only essential for climate or environmental reasons, but also are, above all, a really economic factor. This applies both to the processing stage and to the packaging itself. The efficient use of energy, water, or raw materials, and other significant potentials, these are potentials for reducing costs. Mechanical engineering plays a key role here, and energy efficient drives or reduced water consumption during cleaning and the use of process heat, for example. These are just a few examples. You save money with this technology. Of course, the packaging itself must be designed to be recyclable. So we are talking about plastic films, which are increasingly being replaced by monofilms or fiber-based materials. But another approach to save costs is to reduce material usage. And as a result, packaging is becoming even lighter while maintaining the same or even better packaging performance and stability. So less material usage means less weight. This saves materials, energy, optimizes handling and costs, and reduces, of course, transport. So we are always talking about reducing costs, saving money.
Yeah. So, and when you talked about performance, are you talking about barrier performance in terms of barrier protection?
Barrier protections, light, oxygen. Of course, the interaction between the food and the packaging material. So there are a lot of huge challenges to develop new packaging materials.
Okay. And I think taking forward from that, like what the picture that we are getting is that the machines are evolving, and even the materials are, there is innovation in materials as well. So I think the answer and the question next comes on to the skill, like the skill that people possess, right? Whether there is whether this the labor and everybody has the required skill that's there for the industry that's becoming very high tech. So how do you address the need for training the next generation of packaging engineers? What do you think are the major skills that they would need?
So we are talking about innovation. We are talking about challenges. We are talking about high-end machinery. We should also talk about skilled workers, because this sector needs skilled workers, and the whole future of the food processing and packaging industry depends on the right future skills. These skills include digital skills, technical understanding, agile thinking, communication skills, and the ability to work across the different disciplines. So our task is to inspire young people with the diversity and innovation strengths of the packaging industry and to actively promote the appeal of our sector to the public and to show young people the potential of this industrial sector.
Yeah.
I can
Mr.
tell
Dohse,
you.
do you want to add about how Interpack will
Yes.
address this? Maybe, yeah.
Yes, I'd like. It's great because we will have a Young Talents Day on the last day of Interpack, where we will contact all the universities here close by and all the specialized institutes of the processing and packaging industry to join and to have a look, to get in touch with the established exhibitors and companies who are around for such a long time and to probably find interesting fields for their future. So that'll be very important. We also have our Spotlight Forum in the main entrance north, where we have 7 days and seven different topics. And there will also be a Young Talent Day where people can find out about some speeches and panel discussions about what is needed in the future for this industry, how we have a good chance for young people, because this industry is really, really relevant for all our societies. Without packaging, nothing will work and you cannot supply anyone. So it's such an important industry, and that's what we want to highlight in our Young Talents Day.
So we would like to give with Interpack young talents the access to an international network and of industry, academia, and the different educational institutions. So Interpack is, from our point of view, the perfect platform for guidance, further trainings, and network with the young people.
And by the way, we also have another topic, which is women in packaging. Because when you walk around the show floor, you will see, I would say, 80 to 85% men in this industry. And we think that there's a huge potential to address women and to activate this potential for this industry as well. So we will have on Monday, the 11th, a Women in Packaging meeting. Sai, that could be something for you to stop by and to register for, where there's an exchange between the women in this industry, their special challenges and their experiences. And we started it 3 years ago. You will see similar formats in other shows already as well. So it's a main topic. It's an interesting topic. And I think it's worth talk about the role of women in this industry as well.
Yeah, which is a very important point. I think, like, I would just like to quickly plug in what printing is doing as well. Like, we have the Women to Watch Award, where one of it is also we recognize women in packaging, like you said, like the same thing. And I think it's one of the growing areas because you can see how they can contribute much more to the industry and the perspective that they bring in, especially with respect to, in India at least, we've observed a lot of women designers, like in packaging design and the other sectors. Yeah, so I think it's a very important thing.
Yeah.
One more reason to come to Düsseldorf.
Yes.
Yeah, and as you rightly pointed out, like the next generation, and most of the what packaging audience is young. So we have like young leaders who are listening to this podcast and tuning in right now. We have young people from the packaging development industry. We have young people from the colleges and universities. So yeah, so this becomes a good platform for them to gain insights of the industry. So I think this industry that needs a place for dialogue and orientation. So how do we go about increasing the inter-industry dialogue? So what do you think is missing from the industry in terms of talking to different stakeholders or coming together, fostering conversations, something that Interpack is addressing or something that Interpack is doing very well since
So
many.
in May, Interpack is a forum. because this industrial sector needs forums for exchange.
Yeah.
So we say always welcome home, because we need a forum across sectoral, material, and national boundaries. We all have, this industrial sector has challenges such as tighter regulation or cost pressures or as mentioned, skills shortages, and of
Yeah.
course the geopolitical uncertainties. And these can only be tackled by working together. So Interpack provides precisely this kind of forum. So the whole world, we expect more than 170,000 of visitors. And associations such as my association, VDMA, we are promoting this dialogue. We are in close contact with our partners from academia, research, and industry, and of course, with other associations, including internationals, my colleagues from India, China, Brazil, North America, Italy. They all will be in May in Düsseldorf.
Amazing.
And I can say we can support the exchange by using our tools like our Fair Match, where you can have appointments in advance, which is a good tool. You should use, or your viewers should use the app, the Interpack app, go to the website, use our interactive floor plan to find out the best possible way what they wanted to see at the show and to really prepare, because as we said, it's almost 40 football fields or cricket fields, I should say. It's probably better in India to explain. But then you know how huge the show is, and that you have to concentrate on what you really wanted to see. And then you will have the direct conversation with those market leaders from all over the world. And so I would recommend to really prepare before traveling.
Yeah.
I think the message that Mr. Dohse has for us, for all the listeners, is that to download the Interpack app and plan your schedule properly so that you get the most of it and not just, it would be tough to cover all the 18 halls and like every other exhibitor. So yeah, please do download the Interpack app.
One last technical spotlight that I would like to bring to the space is that uh, we have heard that collecting data is easy, but interpreting using that data is challenge. Say for example, if for any SME, what is the first step towards this sort of smart manufacturing? Is it AI, or is it something simple like basic sensor integration? What is the first step for any small or medium business organization?
To be honest, a frequently asked question, and indeed, it's sometimes a problem for the small or SME companies, because talking about AI or smart factory, for example, smart factory is based on the idea that machines, equipment, and systems no longer operate in isolation, but they are all interconnected. And the intelligent communication forms the backbone of automated processes. And the first step, from my point of view, is not AI. It's transparency. Small and medium-sized enterprises should start with sensors and structures data collection. Only when the process is visible and comparable do analysis and AI demonstrate their benefits. So without clean data, AI remains ineffective. So first, collect data, use the data, interpret data, and then the next step is AI.
Yeah, and AI works best if you have a lot of ambiguous data to give it to.
You need a big volume of data, and you should know how to interpret it.
Yes.
What to do with the data. And that's the real challenge for the most of the companies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, now we just have like we're nearing the end of the interview, and so now I think if Mr. Dohse, this is for you. Like if you're an Indian business owner and they have only 48 hours in Düsseldorf. So what are the top themes and the halls that you think should be the top priority? I know you would say visit all of the exhibition and like, get the most of it, but yeah, any top themes that they have to look out for, or yeah, anything else?
I would say, first of all, reschedule your plan. 48 hours is much, it's not enough. So you need, please double it. So that's then easier. So I would say we have a startup area, which is interesting to start with, because when you're of course you have to see all your clients, all your suppliers, and the ones you really want to see. Make your plan, as we said, in advance. To use our Fair Match tool and the app and everything. That's what I already said. But I would recommend also to stop by Hall 7A, where we have a startup zone with 22 startups, also from around the world, who give us a new insights, also what AI can do, what materials can be in the future. That could be also a further boost, also for your ideas, for your input in your own business. And so that's a recommendation, but it would be not fair to, let's say, concentrate on 1 or 2 points, because it also depends from which industry you're in. If you're, for example,
that's true. Yeah.
Yes. If you're in the pharmaceutical industry, you should go to halls 15, 16, 17. If you're dealing with bakery, go to halls 1, 3, or 4. So Interpack is such a huge show. You will have to concentrate to make use of your 48 hours and to go exactly where you need to go.
It's very difficult to give you a general answer but I need to know which sector the business owner is from and what specific interest. Then I would recommend that they visit the Interpack website or use the Interpack app to find out more before attending the trade fair. And my personal advice is, please prepare your visit very carefully. There are a lot of startups areas we will show innovations. So 48 hours is not a lot of time to visit.
Yeah, it's the same answer everywhere. 48 hours is not enough. So I think we are coming to the end of it. One final question for Mr. Clemens. So you have seen the industry evolve over 30 years. Normally, we ask people what is your what is the movie of the decade, what is your music of the decade, what is your football team of the decade. But I would like to ask you, if you have to name the machine of the decade that we will of course witness at Interpack, one that solves both the profit and the planet problem, so what would be such machine of the decade at Interpack?
Very difficult question. So, my machine of the decade is designed from the ground up for maximum performance. It boosts overall equipment effectiveness and reduces the total cost of ownership through its output, has stable processes and maximum system availability. And this is made possible by perfect coordinated production processes, a high degree of automation and modular flexible system designs. And of course, resource efficiency in the use of energy, water, and packaging materials, raw materials, is the absolute key driver for sustainability and cost reduction.
I think that was a special question to Mr. Clemens.
But if you want, you can.
No, please,
For me, it's of course, as the organizer of the show, I like all of our exhibitors, no matter if they are small or with a huge presentation with full lines, or if they come from very, very far away, or from next to the corner. So
Mm.
what I really like about Interpack is that we will see about 150 nations on the visitor side coming together peacefully, talking about what's the future of the industry, what are the tasks for every one of us, no matter if you're from India, from the US, from Brazil, from Germany, from wherever you came from. And so I always like this very peaceful and nice atmosphere during the 7 days of our show here in Düsseldorf. And I would once again invite everyone in India to hurry up to make your plans and to come to Düsseldorf to find out with your own eyes how huge and great the show is.
In the end, we could only, Thomas, only say again, welcome home.
I think that's all that we had for today. And thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Industry Insights. We definitely, what packaging will be there in Düsseldorf and covering all the 18 halls, hopefully. And and you have to also, I'd like to tell the listeners that this is the area for Interpack is like, I think 3 lakh square meters. I think that's equivalent to like 40 football fields, I'm told by Abhay. And this is great. I think like the only advice, the piece of advice that we have learned today is plan it in advance. So that you're not scrambling for you get the most of it. You make the most of Interpack, because I think it's a huge show, so many exhibitors from so many countries, and there is so much opportunity for more innovation to come up. It's not just to go see the innovation, but then you can also people can also innovate on the spot through interactions and networking. So on that note, I think we'll also ask our listeners to look out for the April edition of What Packaging, which will carry a special preview of the exhibitors and Indian exhibitors, especially at Interpack. And so on that note, we would like to conclude this episode. Any final thoughts?
Thank you very much.
Yes.
No further final thoughts, Richard, from your side? No, we said everything. And we can just invite everyone once again to hurry up to book flights and hotel and come over to Düsseldorf and enjoy the show, enjoy the city, the hospitality, the German food and drinks, and feel welcome home at Düsseldorf at Interpack once again. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Perfect closing words, Thomas. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.